Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Everything in this video was found on a public domain. The full disclaimer is down below. Lots of love and many blessings your way. Amy, I thank you so much. Amy made these memes and sent these over to me, and I figured we all needed a good laugh out of this entire sick and twisted situation. Thanks again, Amy. I appreciate you so much. So Harry and Meghan lost a 9th staff member. I've heard all sorts of horrible, sadistic things that Meghan has done to these people. Text bombing them, first thing in the morning at like 4 and 5. Waking them up with a list of ridiculous demands for that day. She even threw hot tea at one of them. It was told to me, and I thank you, Jay, so much. She would let them know almost on a daily basis there's a line of people waiting for their position. So Natalie left her and Harry to go work as a manager for a water company. Allegedly, she up and quit. She didn't even tell them she was leaving. Now, because Natalie gave them little to no notice, it's being said that Meghan is going after her legally. What does she think she's going to get from her? And that's not the only person she's going after legally. Just wait till you hear what I have to say. Okay, you guys, so we all know by now that Mr. Markel sat down and gave this Channel 5 interview. They've turned into, I think it's an hour-and-a-half long documentary. He shared with them never before seen footage, video footage that a doting father such as himself took of Meghan throughout her life. He did everything in his power to provide the best for Meghan. Took her on fishing trips, horseback riding, roller skating, you name it, they did it. To this day, he still volunteers his lighting skills for her old school, the school that she, went to most of her life. No matter what she did, he always uplifted her. He told her how proud he was of her, how beautiful she was. Every little girl would love to have a doting father, such as Mr. Markel. My gosh, who she is today should tell you who she was as a child and how he raised her. No, you can't do it. It's not going to happen your way. Is not in anyone's vocabulary in her direction. He would literally do anything she wanted to do at any time. And by her disrespecting him to the gills, man, she raked that joker right over the coals. And in my opinion, she totally set him up. The first thing she told him is, Dad, don't believe anything you read in the tabloids. Why would somebody even say something like that? Because she already had it planned out before this marriage even took place. She's painting him out to be a worthless sack of flesh, good for nothing, needing Charles to take her by the arm and walk her down the aisle in her father's place. I believe in my heart of hearts, if the man had not have gotten sick, he wouldn't have been at the wedding anyway. She wasn't going to allow it. Next thing you know, after she tells him don't believe anything you read in the tabloids, there's all kinds of junk about this man in the tabloids. Well, we've already determined she's the one that's fed the tabloids all this nastiness. Just like she fed about Rose Hambury and Prince William. Exactly as she leaked out to the tabloids that living with the royal family had given her such high anxiety, a matter of life and death anxiety. Just like she said that she was sick and tired of having to ask permission. She was tired of having her soul sucked out of her by the royal family. How Kate was a worthless, piss-poor mother. She made fun of the boys, George and Louis. It was leaked out that she and her friends would poke fun and laugh at George and Louis in the way they dress. And talking out of both sides of her mouth, she said this, I'll never dress Archie like Kate dresses George and Louis. It was just too feminine for her taste. And yet out of the other side of her mouth, she's telling everybody she wants to raise Archie gender fluid. So she paints her dad out to be this just giant piece of white trash. Made him look like a beggar through that letter. It was all a setup. The family I never had. Well, you see how she treats the royals now. I guess she should have listened to Thomas Jr. and Samantha. They tried to warn the royal family. Hey, look, she's jaded, shallow, and conceited. she'll just make a joke out of you and your family. Which is exactly what happened. If you haven't heard about this new animated series called The Prince, it's a comical, satire-filled, mockery of the royal family. It's cartoon characters. I know I might not think the royal family are upstanding people, but they were slick. They've held it together for quite some time. For Meghan to blow through and ruin everything, they've merged everything from pencils to condoms. They are all about the money. And I totally agree with what Mr. Markel said. They've merged so much that the royal family is no more than a Walmart with the crown on top. And you know what, you guys? From everything I can find out, they're not slowing down, not one bit. I totally agree with him on something else. Meghan totally owes her dad. As a daughter, as a human being. Harry owes her dad. And the royal family owe him, the brother, the sister, a big old fat, my bad. It's a shame. He said the next time she sees him will be the day they lower him in the ground. I'm not trying to hurt his feelings, but she won't be at his funeral either. She's much too good for him. She had such little respect for him that she treated him just like one of these internet fans, these sugars on Instagram that worship these people. She sent her own dad a mug, a coffee mug, to commemorate Archie's arrival. I'm surprised it didn't come autographed in her best calligraphy. Might as well have, put a turd in an envelope and sent it to him. What's the difference? I feel so sorry for him. He was even defending Doria. He said he would watch her on television and worry that she felt scared. He picked up that she was feeling scared of the royal family. The man even felt sorry for Doria that she was by herself in the corner at the wedding. I really feel sorry for Mr. Markel. I really do. Let me tell you the story they're putting out about him today. There's a big fat headline that said, Thomas Markel admitted that he lied to Piers Morgan. And you know what he lied about, y'all? He made up a story that Meghan and Harry called him right after the wedding. Ooh, that must really hurt Meghan. We get it, Jody Arias Jr. We can see how that really made you mad. What are you afraid of? People might think you have some heart. You greedy succubus. Because her dad sat down and gave his side of the story, allegedly she and Harry are going to take some legal action to shut him up. This is too much. But just when you think it can't get much worse, listen to this. Okay, so the royal family did what you would do in the event somebody steps down, right? You would take everything related to them down off of your royal website, such as wedding souvenirs, anything that stood for Meghan and Harry that was sold to bring in revenue. It was told to me that they're making another fuss about this with the royal family, upset over the fact that this is affecting their finances. They are no longer making sales off of this stuff because it's not up on the royal website. It's bad enough that they've made the Queen so sick over this. She actually canceled one of her meetings today because of her illness, even though it's being painted out to be the common cold. I've been so heated over all of this Brexit stuff. I couldn't imagine if I was sitting in the Queen's position. Of course, their actions are what has contributed to her illness. Do they care? Nah, listen to this. There's an article out talking about Meghan has a 3-year plan. She is hell-bent on getting revenge on the royal family. Did you know they took her ring from her because it had Diana's precious stones in it? And she felt like that was a sign that they didn't trust her at all. Even though they replaced those things with other diamonds, she is still heated over it. I had no idea that had taken place. So the allegations are this. Not only are they upset over the fact that their trinkets and souvenirs are no longer on the royal website being merged, but Harry has demanded that he has every right to Diana's diamonds put back in the original wedding ring from Meghan and Harry's wedding. So allegedly, they had their attorneys write the royal family a letter asking for the diamonds to be put back in Meghan's wedding ring. He's not going to rest till he kills his grandmother. Why are they going around trying to get the legal system involved? I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.